And we're live. So you can see us in real time.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's see if we have popped up on our feed yet.
I've got it.
There we are. Okay.
I love it.
We're
Let's
on.
see. Is our volume working?
Wow.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it is. Okay. All right, we're all set. So hello and welcome back to another WCN Live on Facebook, right here in our Wilson County News Break Room.
Welcome, welcome.
I'm your usual host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist.
Hi, I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by...
Peggy Lundley, Cestohowa.
Aileen Gendrish, Cestohowa.
Wayne Tiemann, Cestohowa.
And so they're going to be talking all about, you guessed it,
Cestohowa.
Cestohowa. They have an annual picnic coming up in early May on the 7th. And so we're going to talk about the Polish traditions, the celebration, this annual event that y'all put on. And so before we get into today's show, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Chrysler Dodge Ram Jeep here in Floresville. They have sponsored this and several other of our videos. They've been a pretty loyal sponsor for a couple of months now, I think. So thank you so much, Price. If you are interested in shopping cars or careers, because they're hiring for all positions, you can look around at pricecdrj.com. You're also welcome to visit them at their brand new location in Floresville off of Highway 181. So, yay, Price.
Okay.
And, per usual, we're going to draw a comment contest winner. So if you don't know what that is, let's explain real quick. If you comment on our video while we're live, you're entered to win during the next week's video. So we make a pool of the names of folks that commented and save them for that next Wednesday's video so that we can draw the winner.
Okay.
So in this little cupful thing, we have all of the folks who commented on last week's video.
May I be?
Yes,
Yes, Peggy.
please do the honors. And let's see who our lucky winner is. Neela Hopkins.
Oh, congratulations,
Oh,
Neela.
yay, Neela. You may know her name from the Wilson County Historical Society. And I don't remember if she's been on this show, but she has definitely been on the press room before if you follow that. So congrats, Neela. Thank you for participating in our comment contest. And if you folks are interested in winning a prize like her next week, be sure to comment on this video. Oh, by the way, her prize is a C Street Gift Shop gift bag. So you've got some little goodies from our gift shop up front. So awesome, congratulations. And now let's get into the interview portion. So let's start with who each of you are and where you're all from.
Actually, we are from the Cestohowa Church. Yes, we are the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and this year is our picnic is May 7th. But we have a big push because this is our 150th anniversary. Sesquicentennial. So this is, and we're doing a book and also a lot of little things to go along with that.
Yeah, so that sounds like a pretty exciting, year for y'all. And so are you all from the Cestohowa community?
Yes.
I grew up in Carn City,
Okay.
which is about 10 miles away.
Yeah, just
But
down
I've been living there for about 46 years now, so
Wow.
pretty entrenched into the community and stuff. So
Pretty cool. Can y'all kind of explain where Cestohowa is for those who may not be familiar?
Aileen,
Me?
We're 8
Yeah.
miles east of Falls City. We are north of Carn City, south of Stockdale.
Okay, so kind of in that
Yeah.
little area in
Yeah.
between. Yeah.
But we're off of 181, and you can't miss our church. It's up on a hill, so you can see it very well. And coming from Carn City, you look like you're going to drive right into it. But
Beautiful.
yeah, it's a beautiful big church, old church, of course.
And it's white on the outside, right? Like
White
gray
stucco,
stucco?
yeah, grayish, yeah.
Actually, off of FM 3191 our address is 300 FM 3191, Falls City, Texas. So if anybody's putting it on the map,
Okay.
that's
for those people who take the road from San Marcos to Carpus, that
Yeah.
misses San Antonio, it's 123.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes right by
By
our
it.
our
Right,
church,
right.
about an hour south of
Beautiful.
San Marcos, and so everybody's seen the church, and you know, it's just right there. So
Yeah.
it's a landmark.
Absolutely.
It
And
definitely is.
do any of you speak Polish? Kind of read it? Can you read it?
I don't.
I know, we
Sorry.
might have to
I
use some
don't.
Google Translate here.
Yes.
Let's see what they said.
I can't. I
What
can't.
is it?
Which
If
one?
it's Something.
Sharon's. I'm thinking saying hello or welcome.
Dzień dobry, all. So she said, good morning, all.
Good morning.
Oh,
Good
good
morning.
morning,
I know
Sharon.
some of it. I know a little bit. Only words.
Cool.
Mostly not the nice ones.
Yeah. Those are the most common.
Yes, I think in
Yeah.
every language, those are the first ones
Yeah.
that little kids pick up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of one now. So, all right. So, what do you all do in your community? We know you're involved with the church, but is there any other places folks might recognize you from?
Well, actually, I'm the president of the Pastoral Council, and I'm also vice president of the Altar Society, which is our
Oh.
woman's group, an arm of the church. I think all of us are very active within our community and the parish, which the parish and the community are pretty much one and the same. If you're in the parish,
Yeah.
if you're living in the area, in the community, you're probably attending church. There's a few maybe who are not of that same religion, but for the most part, the parish and the community are the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pretty cool.
And I've been with the men's club,
Okay.
and we do a lot of the things in the community and also for the church, and it's just an opportunity for the men in the community to get together and do things and you know, take care of stuff around the community, and we help with what used to be the turkey shoot. Now it's just a turkey dinner, and also the picnic, just the cooking and the cleanup and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a group that gets together, and it's a little bit coordinated,
Yeah.
but it's just people from everywhere in the community, and those that, you know, are friends of, that occasionally show up. So it's more of a family type thing than you know, a community type thing. So we get things done.
I was born in Cestohowa. I lived there till I got married, and so I was 23 when I moved away, was gone for about 38 years, and I've been back for 5 years. So I'm kind of like, this has always been my home.
Yeah.
She married, he married into it. So, but I have been away the longest. So they've been involved for many years, for all of their married life, they've been involved.
Interesting perspectives
Yes.
on a community like that.
So, what is the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary Catholic Church? You know, can you talk about maybe when it was founded or why?
Look at the man.
It
Knows
was
it all.
He's the expert
the book
on all
together.
it was part of the original Polish settlement in the 1850s, and in Panna Maria. And Panna Maria is located in an old Spanish ranch that is situated between the San Antonio River and the Cibolo Creek. And it's just a nice plateau, good farmland, good ranch land, and you have basically two full-time, you know, waterways going there, so it provides the water. So it was an ideal place for the Polish immigrants to come and settle, and they did that in the 1850s.
Yeah.
And they came in waves. Every year, maybe another 300 or 400 people would show up. So it just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And slowly the people moved up the streams just to find room.
Yeah.
And anyway, about 5 miles upstream, the Cibolo, a small community, it was originally called St. Joe, started. And then a few parish families got together when the church in Panna Maria burned down. They decided that they wanted to have a parish of their own. Because even though it was 5 miles, you have to understand this is in the 1800s. 5 miles just takes almost all day to go there and back. And these people love to go to church.
Right.
And they would go to church every day if they could, but it was not feasible because it was so far away and you had to cross so many streams. And so they decided, let's build our own church here and have our own parish. And they did that in 1873. And they named it the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary Parish. And they built the permanent church in 1878 and then expanded on that, which looks like the present church today, in 1931.
Wow. And here it stands.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
150 years later, you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. You mentioned earlier that you're working on a book, right? So
Yes.
what can you tell us about that?
Wayne put the history book together.
Okay.
He's, as you can tell, he knows what he's talking about. He's done his research. He's lived there a long time. He asked me if I would do sell the ads to help us to defray the cost of the book. And I was like, golly, I don't know any of these businesses around here. So I was going to the places that I had done business with. But then I started thinking, this parish is, the people are the history. And so I started asking for families to give me their family history, like how they got to Cestohowa.
Yeah.
Some went as far back as Poland, some just started here. So some are 50 years old, some go back way into Poland, some just start back here in Texas.
Wow.
But it's been amazing, the people that have gotten involved, and they've sent pictures. I think the book, which Wilson County is putting together with us, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. But that's the portion that I have, is just the ad portion, which is the family history. Wayne has the other part.
Okay, so what is the other part? What is this book?
Well, I didn't want it to be so much an academic exercise in how much details you can go into. I wanted it to be more like a conversation
Okay.
with your grandparents or aunts and uncles. And so
Yeah.
we do have the history part in there, but we inserted portions basically we presented as interviews of people that,
That's awesome.
not what they've heard or what they believe, but actually what they lived and what they remembered. So this is firsthand accounts of actually growing up in the early 20th century in our area, even before electricity. We're so used to having everything brought to us now. And I know a lot of things that are talked about today is self-sustaining and renewable and stuff. Well, that's how they lived back then, because
Right, you had
that's how
to.
they had to survive. It wasn't a fad or anything like that. That's just how they had to live.
Yeah.
And so they provided their own food and water and shelter, and instead of electricity, they had to burn lamps, and there was no hop in the vehicle and go to the hospital to have a baby delivered with 50 people hovering over the top of you. You're there at home, and you're at the help and of your neighbors and friends that come in.
Wow.
And basically how they did everything, how they got their food provided, and how they survived. And so
It's very community oriented, and it takes a village.
Absolutely.
So-
absolutely, and it's a beautiful story. And then when you confront someone, not confront them, but when you ask somebody about the past, they say, well, I don't remember, or I don't recall. But when you have a conversation with them, or get two or three together, and one of them says one thing, it sparks
Yeah.
something in another one's mind, and all of a sudden you have a big conversation, and you can just sit back and just enjoy it. And that's what happened in a lot of the stuff, and that's what we try to present the book
So you're
as
getting to,
as a conversation instead of a lecture.
That's amazing.
yeah, you're getting to tell these people's real stories, and then you're kind of putting it into context with what's gathered about the history in textbook format.
Yes,
So
it
this-
was a struggle, but it was not. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was life.
Yeah.
And it was the very small things they enjoyed. You know, it didn't take much. So to have joy in life, and so, but it wasn't easy, not by any stretch.
Yeah, wow. And so, why is this book a thing? What point is there in doing this? You know, why did y'all decide to?
Really, the biggest part of it is we commemorate the 150th anniversary. I mean, how often do you get a sesquicentennial? I was there in 1973, so this is 50 years later.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
things have changed a lot. The parish looks so different, and we have to document
You
it. Now, there was a
do.
book at 25 years, so that would have been 1998.
Okay.
And that was 25 years, but, so we have at least 25 more years to put the history out. But we have to do that so that our children will remember.
Yes.
Right.
I'm older now, and this means a lot to me because my parents are gone, but it's like what they've done, all of our parents, what they've done to get us to where we are today. So it's sort of like an honor to them. We want to honor them and our heritage. So having this book was really a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And we do it only on special occasions, every 25 years type
Right.
of thing. But this is a big one.
Yeah. 150 is a big number.
Really?
Yeah.
It is.
And so, you already answered that question. How often do y'all create a new edition? But you know, you mentioned that y'all are doing this to honor your heritage. Do you think it takes like a certain amount of maturity to really recognize how important your heritage is? Or
It may
when
take
you
a life
should-
Yes,
event.
I
Yeah.
think it does.
You know, if you lose a loved one or a grandparents, now you can't talk to them anymore, or you know you can't really, and then you start thinking about the times that when you were growing up. And I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have asked him that. So
So now you got to find out yourself. Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really
That's
sweet.
exactly right.
I can say my children may not be into this, but they're not of that age yet.
Right.
They're still in their 30s.
They'll
But
get there.
it happens as you
Yeah.
get older, as you mature, and you become the older parents, because we're now the older generation. We were talking about that. We're the older generation. Now the people that are still alive, that are older than us, it's their time to sit and watch us. They've taught us, it's now our turn. And hopefully we're doing the same with our children. They're watching us
Right.
to do what we did
And
in
keep moving
25
it
years.
forward.
I wish somebody would have told me when I was in my 20s, you need to go talk, because I only had one grandparent.
Yeah.
You need to go sit down and talk with your grandmother and learn things. You know, you just, at 20, that's the last thing on your
Not a
mind.
priority at that
But
point.
It's, you know,
Yeah.
looking back, I wish somebody would just sit down and talk with her and learn some things. And I think that would be something you would appreciate. Maybe not today, but years from now, you'd appreciate you did that.
I think that should be a lesson to everyone, that should be a goal. You know, don't let it be like for life events and things like that to happen, but teach your children to be having those conversations and take and glean as much as they can from their grandparents and their relatives to learn
Yeah.
that's part of it. That's part
Don't
Exactly.
put it off. Don't put it off.
Don't put it off.
Exactly. And
Now, we have a portion in this book because we know that once the people read the book and they see what Peggy's done with the family, that I wish I would have put our
Been
stuff in
included.
this book. But we're going to have like 5 or 6 blank pages that are nice that people can come in
we thought of
and write their
everything.
history
Yeah, so
in
when your
there.
family buys a book, your family
Yes.
can put your own family tree
Right.
history
Right.
in there.
What a
That
great
is such a
idea.
good idea. Oh my gosh.
You know, so a couple of the comments on here are very well received. We saw the good mornings. Elaine Stevens says she wants to buy an ad. I don't know if you know Elaine Stevens.
I
so
do.
May need to talk to her.
Yes.
And some other good mornings. So thank you all for joining us. This is a great conversation.
And you know, staying on the topic of ads and family, what are these family tree ads that I'm hearing about? I know Taryn over here at the newspaper has been talking about it, and
Yes.
by the way, it looks beautiful. So
She's been working very hard on them. When I started asking people, my first person to talk to was Teresa Katara. My dad and her were first cousins, And I went to her and I found out some amazing stuff, which I've heard from other people that are like her age, like her wedding. Well, I can't really tell you that because, you get the book and read it. But I found out stuff that is like, oh my gosh, the traditions that they had were so rich in Polish. We've lost some of them, but they had more time than we have today. We're so busy. We can't do all of this. So by saying this, I didn't tell people what I wanted. I just said, you do what you want. I'll show you mine, but this is not really what I want you to do. I want you to do what you think is right, what is for you.
Yeah.
So some are very elaborate, some are small. But I tried to get all the people that were in the parish when I was a kid, that their parents were my parents' age.
Yes.
And I got most of them. A lot of it was word of mouth. She talked to her friends, and he talked to his family. And so Facebook was even a part of it, where they messaged people on Facebook. So it became a thing. In Wilson County, I will say Taryn Smith Morales has made these ads just phenomenal. I didn't give her any direction because she didn't need my help. But she's made these beautiful, so when you look at each one of them, it'll be worthy of cutting it out and putting it in a picture on your wall. They're going to be wonderful. This book is going to be wonderful. You might have to buy one to cut up.
Right,
and
that's
one
what I'm
to
saying.
save.
I don't want to cut up the copy.
Yes.
Well, how
That's
does
an
the placing your family tree in the book work? Does it cost something, and can anyone do it, or is it just for members of the parish?
Okay. We thought of this as just a way to help defray the cost of the book.
Right.
So we had the full page ad, the half page, the quarter, and people went on by the size. Some of them, their family, like for my family, we have 3. There's another family that has 4. And so there's some families that they're just amazing. You'll have to look at the book. You'll have to get a copy of the book because we will be selling them. And you'll just be amazed at the detail that some of these families did. Some are stories, some are not. Some are just the names.
Yeah.
And you get to see that, like the legacy of the people, how many children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and even great-great-grandchildren, just from my own family. And it's just beautiful. It's a story of love that started from this parish. This church gave us all the little backbone of Christianity and for us Catholic. But this is where we've evolved through to today.
Well, yeah, and speaking of legacy and where you are today, we also understand that the annual Cestohowa Picnic is coming up and will be hosted at the church.
The church picnic.
So, what can you tell us about that?
Well, this event has been held for many, many years. I don't even have any idea, maybe y'all do, when it started, but it's more years than I can remember. We start with Mass at 10 a.m. in our beautiful historic church. We transition over to the community hall, where there will be a meal served. By the way, all the food is homemade. Everything's cooked there on site or prepared and brought in. Then we have bingo, a live auction, raffle, country store, meat sales, and of course kids activities. It's truly a family event. Everyone is welcome. It's fundraising is certainly a part of the event.
Yeah.
But the main purpose is to foster a culture of working together as a parish community, as well as to provide a social gathering place for our family and friends, a place to meet with your friends and just enjoy the day. This year, in celebration of the 150th anniversary, we will be displaying artifacts and items related to the founding of our parish back 50 years, things that are provided by parishioners and people who have saved things over time. We're also looking forward to a cookbook that we've been working on for about a good year, featuring recipes from our parishioners, and many of those recipes are handed down from generations back, 150 years back. It's got some very unique recipes and things in there. So we're looking forward to that. We'll have that available at the picnic this year. So it's just generally something that we've done for many, many years, and we hope to continue doing it for many more.
Right, and so this year's is May 7th.
May 7th,
I'm assuming that's a Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay, that sounds like the second Sunday or something.
That's the first
First
Sunday
Sunday.
of May.
Sunday.
Always
Okay.
the first
The first
Sunday of May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, and so you said it starts at 10 a.m. at
10
the
a.m. is
church
the
for
Mass, yes.
Okay. And so what time will the after mass part, start? For those that maybe attend Saturday evening masses, or they're coming from different parishes,
Right.
want to attend their own
Yeah.
church's mass and join y'all after?
Well, basically, the serving of the meal starts at about 11
Alright.
to 1, or
Right.
if we run out, we never run out of food.
Don't.
We prepare plenty.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we do cut it off around 1 o'clock
Okay.
because then it allows our own people to take part of the other activities, the
Sure.
bingo, the auction, the
Mhm.
raffle, and all of that. So,
Okay.
so about 11 to 1 is the meal.
All right.
And then bingo is from 11 to 2. Auction
Okay.
starts at 2. Country store, the cake stand, the meat sales, the kids' activities, it's throughout the
Yeah.
day. Starts right away after Mass or even before
Yeah.
before Mass is over.
Lots
So-
of fun to be
I
had
think
on the grounds.
also as this year we're going to have a display right there when you walk in, and it'll be celebrating the 150th anniversary. The Polish Heritage Center, located in Panna Maria, is going to be there also with representation, because they are going to have a whole wing of the center dedicated to the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary Parish.
Awesome.
They're putting it together right now, and it'll be there for several months for the people that visit the center. Then
Yeah.
can see some of the things that we've been talking about.
Hearing about that.
And then Wilson County News is also going to be there, so we're inviting anybody who comes there. You can come by and visit us and ask questions and stuff. As far as the ads are concerned, we can maybe take a few more, but for those who
Just like
this has
Yeah.
sparked some
it
interest,
has.
you can come by and talk about that. I'm sure Wilson County News would be more than helpful to put together some kind of personal book for the family if that's what you all would want to do. And they have a guide now, and they're kind of set up and know what to do. And so if you want to put together a personal type of history, they come by and talk about it, and then there'll be somebody there to talk. And then you can also order the books at that time. So
Awesome. You'll be able to order them at the picnic.
yes,
Correct.
yes,
Oh,
yeah.
so
They're not available, but you can.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
take orders.
Pre-order type
We'll
of
take
thing.
orders, and then when they become available, then we can certainly get them out to those.
How much will these books cost those who are wanting to buy them? Do y'all have an idea?
$30.
All right.
$30, and then for those that are going to be mailed out, it's an extra $15
Right, for shipping.
for
Which is
for shipping.
very
And
expensive now. If y'all
Shipping.
haven't shipped something
Yes.
from the
Yeah.
post office lately, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't know what the cookbook's going to cost. I don't know if they've come up with
That
any kind of a
hasn't-
cost
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
But
that it'll be less expensive. We'll cookbooks are still
You have a prototype, right?
Yeah.
You've seen
Oh
you have
yes,
a copy of it.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right.
We'll have some available at the picnic, hopefully.
We're also doing the cookbooks for you.
That's
right?
correct.
Yes.
Wilson
That's
County
Rebecca.
News is very involved in this.
Yeah, so we will be there.
and we
Yes,
appreciate y'all.
absolutely.
I really do. Y'all have helped out a lot.
It's been amazing to see this all come together and unfold. It's
For sure.
It's
been a great
beautiful,
project.
Big project.
y'all
Yes,
done a
it
great
is.
job.
Mhm.
We didn't expect it to be this big. It has evolved into a
Yes.
lot. And it's a labor of love, but
Mhm.
one that we're very proud to be a part of. And we thank you all for
Mhm.
doing what
We're
you have
proud to
done
be
to
part
help
of it,
us
too.
get this to
Get
the
us
next
where
step.
we are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, speaking of helping y'all, make things happen, do you need any volunteers or sponsors or anything like that to help at your picnic?
Well, any event of this size needs a lot of volunteers. I think sponsors and support from everybody involved. So anybody who wants to help, certainly we would find a spot for you to do whatever you do best. But we've been blessed with a very generous and hardworking parishioners who come through year after year to offer their time, talent, and treasure to make this picnic a success. We've been very successful for many years. We don't have a dollar amount goal or anything like that. And as I said, fundraising is part of it, but that is not the main reason we're there.
Yeah.
Our parish is huge. Our church is old, and you could imagine it takes a lot to upkeep it. So we've got to keep working.
Yeah.
And generosity from our parishioners and supporters is just we can't thank anybody enough for all they do to help us out. And we're also delighted when those who are from Cestohowa have deep roots here come back and help us with the picnic. We're always very glad
We
to
have
have
several.
them basically come home and
That's great.
and
Yeah.
do what they can to help.
Keep it going.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
speaking of your parish and how involved, folks are, if there's anyone who isn't involved yet and wants to start, helping out around, maybe join the men's club, help out with the altar society, organize activities, where should they go within the parish? Who should they reach out to start helping out and giving back?
On the day of our picnic, there'll be people to answer those questions.
All right.
Wayne will be at a booth, and that's there. They can also contact the church themselves, the parish office. And she can direct them. Mary Ann Bush is the person, and she can direct them.
Sounds good. Okay. Good
Yeah, if
to
you're
know.
looking for a website, we don't have one.
Not yet.
we do it the old-fashioned way. So write us a letter, send us
That's right.
a phone, leave a text, or
Yeah, we do publish a workers list and a supply list,
Yep.
and I take care of that. So if anybody wants to contact me,
You're a good
believe me,
contact.
they're more than
Okay.
welcome to. I'll
Okay.
fill you in wherever we can
Well,
do it.
where can they contact y'all, or even
What's a phone number? How about that?
direct contact with the
For
parish?
the church?
I can give
or-
my phone number. I don't
Okay.
mind if
Sure.
anybody. It'd be 830-391-2176. I am not the best cell phone person, but if you leave a message, I will call you
know how
back.
to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds
so,
good.
Does the church have a phone number as well?
We do 830
Okay.
745-2633, but our secretary works part-time, so you would probably have to leave a
Leave a
message and
message.
then
Mhm.
she'd return a call.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
That makes
So,
sense. Cool.
And I just have to say, it's really a good feeling when we have people come together where we can play, work, and pray together, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and making this work. And hopefully we're making people happy.
Yeah.
I want to say
Making
it's hard
memories.
to not drive by that church at any time of the day
Oh, yeah.
and not see somebody parked there, walking around and taking pictures.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
It's
I've seen
definitely a landmark.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And during the bluebonnet season, there were
Yes.
tons of people
Yes.
taking
Yeah.
pictures. Tons of
Wow.
I bet.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I think that wraps up all of the questions for today. But just to recap, the Cestohowa annual parish picnic is happening May 7th. It's a Sunday. Starts with a mass at 10 a.m. Food starts being served at 11 a.m.
Correct.
at their parish hall.
Mhm.
So I'm sure they will be happy if you show up.
Absolutely.
Please come.
Spread the word. And again, be looking out for those history books, those cookbooks that y'all are working on,
Mhm.
which y'all are, previewing the history book. We'll have cookbooks at the picnic.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So lots to look forward to there on May
absolutely.
7th. So mark your calendars.
Mhm.
But thank you guys so much for coming out, telling us about the history, the purpose of these projects that y'all have been working so hard on, and sharing that with our audience.
I would just like to add that Father Vyacheslav Ivanyek, that's our priest, and all of his parishioners are really encourage and invite everyone to attend. Word of mouth is our best advertising. We have the spot on the Wilson County community page. There's flyers out. There's information out on Facebook, all of that. But word of mouth has been our best advertising because people who come, they see that it's an enjoyable time, and
Yeah.
we welcome everyone.
All right. Good to know.
Thank you.
It's going to be a great day.
Absolutely.
I just know it.
It will be great.
Mhm.
And so thank y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us today. We hope that you enjoyed today's conversation. Again, if you missed any of this, this is Wayne, Peggy, and Aileen
Right.
from Cestohowa and the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary Catholic Church. Long name. And so they talked all about some of these Polish traditions, the history of the community out there. Really beautiful. And if you missed it, or maybe you have some folks who would be interested in this kind of topic, be sure to share it. Thank you to Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep in Floresville for sponsoring today's video, and many others. Again, if you're interested in shopping for a car or if you're looking for a career in that industry, they are hiring, and you can find cars, information, job listings at pricecdrj.com. They're also tagged in the
So
description.
check them out.
So you can check them out there. And again, congratulations to today's comment contest winner, Neela Hopkins. She won a C Street Gift Shop gift bag, and you could win one too next week if you comment on today's video. So don't forget to do that in these last few moments. But again, thank y'all so much, and we hope to see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. for another episode of WCN Live.
Great.
So we'll
It's
see you
been fun.
then.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.